This month marks the third anniversary of a significant change in my life. One that ranks right up there with marriage, the birth of one's children, and moving out of Manhattan. I retired. I should say I semi-retired because our generation cannot sit completely idle. But for me, it was the fulfillment of a dream. A dream that was born right after my first boss told me that he was right and I was wrong and he was mistaken. It was then that I knew that I would only be truly happy when I was free to chart my own course, to wake up every day when I felt like it, to come and go as I pleased, and to stay as long as I liked, depending on whether I was having a good time or not. I discovered early on that retirement is my natural state. With retirement have come some new insights that could only be appreciated after the fact. One is how noisy our world is when you live amongst the general populace. You don't really appreciate the blessing of quiet until you move into an over 55 community. Another was the pros and cons of age grouping. Think about it. We spend most of our lives tightly grouped into a social context in which pretty much everyone we know or care much about is within a few years of our age. Parents accepted, of course. We go to school for the first 18 to 25 years of our life with others of our tribe who are only a few years younger or older than we. And then we go out into the real life where we are exposed on a daily basis to people who are significantly outside of our age range. But if we marry and have children, we still tend to end up in neighborhoods where others have children about the same age as ours, and so consequently they're about our age. Then finally we choose to live in Sun City Center. And we again find ourselves among true comrades, people our age who share pretty much the same memories, experiences, and perspectives as we. People who are retired.
Think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till retirement's underway, with nothing left to fret. Wait till you see that sunshine day, you ain't seen nothing yet.
As I said, with retirement have come new insights, flooding in every day, and I would be remiss if I didn't share some of them with you. So, with apologies to Jeff Foxworthy, here are a few observations that will help to determine if you might be retired. If you drive a golf cart but don't play golf, you might be retired. If you've taken 3 or more cruises in the last 2 years, you might be retired. If you eat supper at 4:30 in the afternoon just to get the discount, you might be retired. If you arrive an hour early for everything, just in case, you might be retired. If you eat out more than 3 times per week, you might be retired. If a big night out begins at 6 p.m. and ends at 8:30, you might be retired. If you still check the winter weather in your former hometown up north daily and gleefully report it to your spouse, you might be retired. If you wear shorts to church, you might be retired. If you know the wait staff at Bob Evans by their first and last names and their kids, you might be retired. If you only wear socks for formal occasions, you might be retired. If you've ever been invited to eat at a fancy restaurant by an investment advisor you've never heard of, you might be retired. If you can't wait for your kids to visit and then can't wait for them to go home, you might be retired. If you have a different Hawaiian shirt for every occasion, you might be retired. If you have Walgreens on speed dial, you might be retired. If you wear shorts more than 320 days a year, you might be retired. If the first meaningful conversation you have with your spouse each morning involves the precise details of how you slept the night before, you might be retired. Finally, and this one really happened, folks, if you have ever left your teeth somewhere, you might be retired.